you buy a Lamborghini if you were 7 feet tall? Would you invest money you can't afford to lose because CryptoGator007 on a Reddit thread said it's going to pop off? Now, many students take similar gambles with their education by following unqualified advice or chasing trends. That's why I'm going to reveal a simple 4-step decision-making framework that I've used to help thousands of students take back control of their lives and their educational futures. Now, 99% of people that I speak with either don't follow these steps or they don't do them in the right order. So in this video, I'll break down each step in detail. I'll also share with you some common pitfalls to avoid, provide you with the next small actionable steps, and offer 2 free gifts to ensure that you're making the right decision between the SAT and the ACT. So go ahead and cue the music and let's jump right in. Hey kids, it's Jin Teacher. I'm a top test prep instructor with over 13 years of experience teaching the verbal section of standardized exams to over 7,000 students in one of the most academically competitive cities in the world. Now, I've scored in the top 99th percentile multiple times on the verbal sections of the SAT, ACT, and GMAT exams. I've also authored several test prep strategy books, participated in global teaching masterminds, and currently I'm launching an online education company while pursuing a PhD in mastery learning. Now, I share all of this not to impress you. It's not my style. I don't like to brag at all. But I really do this to impress upon you the idea that I'm no CryptoGator007. I'm just a passionate teacher who lives what he teaches and wants nothing more than to give you the clarity and the feeling of certainty to do what's right for you. Now listen, I know firsthand just how hard it can be to make such an important decision. A decision that can change the course of your life forever. Now, I used to stress out so much about these things. You have no idea. I needed to know everything about everything before making a decision. And still, I would constantly worry about whether I made the right choice. And in fact, things got so bad for me at a point that there were days where I couldn't sleep and felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt trapped. I felt like a prisoner of my own mind. And for you, right, the pressure to choose the right test, the overwhelming amount of information so-called experts throw your way about their unique magic formula that's guaranteed to raise your scores in days, all the noise you get from teachers, parents, other students, your loved ones, and even yourself about which test you have to take. I've heard and been through it all. And I've felt the pressure from parents, from students, and even from other teachers and bosses. I've dealt with the mom demanding that her child get a perfect score because, well, she's the perfect child. I've also gotten the call from the panicking student who's freaking out because his score dipped after the first week of classes. This all to say, you guys, that I've been there, I've done that, I've felt it all and overcome it all. And that's precisely why I spent over 2 years creating and refining a decision-making framework that's designed solely with you, the student, in mind. To be honest, I'm just really sick and tired of people pushing their opinions on others because they're motivated by profits. And I feel so sad seeing indecisive students being taken advantage of because they don't know any better. And my heart shatters whenever I see these beautiful, amazing kids who lose all hope and confidence because they feel like they're the problem, when the problem is really the system all along. Call me a dreamer, it's okay, I am one, but I'm also really world-class at this stuff. Right, you see, this framework, you guys, is based on my observations working with thousands of students at every stage of their test prep journey. I've seen it all. Students taking the ACT because their older siblings did, and students signing up for the SAT because their moms or friends told them to. Students juggling between the SAT and the ACT simultaneously, students switching back and forth between the SAT and ACT too soon and too often because of worried and fearful parents, students following college consultants' advice without a second thought, and students who never feel good enough because they're neglected by egotistical, biased teachers. But I've also witnessed incredible transformations and been a part of beautiful experiences when I've taken families and students just like you through this process. Now, there's nothing more rewarding than seeing a student's eyes light up with hope because they know they're exactly where they're supposed to be, and they know they'll continue to get better and better every day. There's no better feeling than to see a student's soul light up with joy because they achieved something they thought was impossible, and they're just so grateful for you. That's the kind of world that I want to live in, where students feel empowered and supported by their teachers and parents, right? Where teachers step up and pour their hearts, minds, and souls into what they teach because they know deep down that anyone can change, right? Where businesses stop putting profits over people and begin to put kids first, right? Trusting that profits will follow. You see, what I'm about to share with you is more than just a framework. It's a tool that cuts through all the noise and chatter, all the doubts and fears. It's a way to have laser-like focus on what truly matters. It's a step-by-step process that saves you weeks of confusion and chaos. And it's a system of thinking that gives you the clarity and peace of mind knowing that you've done what's important, not popular. Right? You see, through my work with over tens of thousands of students and parents, I've identified key patterns and insights from the most successful, as well as the common traits and behaviors almost everyone who failed to achieve their goals do. Now, the first thing that you need to know is that this decision-making framework is based on 4 main pillars. Now, these pillars are used by top decision makers across various industries and disciplines. So think military leaders, CEOs of major brands like Coca-Cola and Apple, right? Surgeons, just to name a few. Now, the 4 main pillars are foundational knowledge, experience and refined knowledge, communications, and decision and commitment. Now, each of these pillars has a clear action step that you can take. So, for example, step number 1 is to gather foundational knowledge. Step 2, build, experience, and refine your knowledge. Step number 3, seek out and set up meaningful communications. And step number 4, decide on a test and commit. Now, each step has key ideas and strategies nestled within it.